This looks good.
It looks good. I like it.
Hello, hello. Welcome, Soul Seekers. I'm one of your soul guides, Patricia Rivera-Wolfson.
Hello, Soul Seekers. I am Linda Krause-Barnett. Welcome, everybody.
And we are so excited to be here today. And actually, this week, March 3rd, is officially World Wildlife Day. And the theme of World Wildlife Day this year is to sustain all life on Earth. And I will have a little, I'll just put up if you're interested in finding out more about how you can help sustain all life on Earth, go to wildlifeday.org. But this actually got us thinking about our own wild nature. Linda, do you want to go into that whole conversation?
Yes. And the reason it got us thinking about that is because we were talking about sustaining life, right? Sustaining nature. And it's like we do a pretty good job of sustaining our basic needs, of sustaining the lives of those we love as mothers, of sustaining the machine and making sure everything's running smoothly.
I don't know if we do a good job on sustaining the machine, but
I didn't do a good job. I just said we do it. Well, maybe I did say good job. But where I feel the lack, where I feel like I could do better, is sustaining the more wild parts of me, the parts of me that are not necessarily connected to my motherhood, but I'm more than just a mom, right? So it's the parts of me that I felt so connected to when I was younger, the kind of hippie, wild, free, barefoot. I always say, here's what Linda looks like on the outside. But what if you could capture what my soul looked like? What would the image of my soul be? And for me, it would be very, very wild and savage, and it would just be very nudie, and it would be minimal clothing. It would be like tattoos and paint and feathers and plant. It'd just be, savage. And we think that because of those adjectives that are used to describe our spirit and our soul, don't really do a good job of connecting us to being parents and mothers. So it's like we shut it down, well, I can't be both. I have to choose. And since I have already chosen to be a mother, I have to kind of kill off the wild parts of me, and I call bullshit.
Yeah, it's been it's such an important topic for us and for women like us right now. And every day I take a moment to look at my kids, almost every day. And I kind of watch how they function, because I think our children are a beautiful reflection for us to look at and see how you can still capture that wild nature, how you can still exist in that, that wonderment and that wildness, and exist on this physical plane. Because I think that we think well, you can't have both of those together. And our kids prove us wrong, where they can create an entire world however they want it to be by using their imagination and allowing themselves to just be led by their excitement, by their emotions, by their wonderment, by, walking in nature. They look at things and they're like, oh my God, that's so cool. It looks like, an L shape, and maybe it looks like this. And then they make a song about it, and then they dance, and then they punch each other. Wait, that's just my kids. But they're really primal they're much closer.
That's a great word, primal, yes.
Than we are, where it's like in every moment
they're present.
Emotion can come to life, and recognizing that and understanding that and even allowing that to a certain extent is really us being connected to our true nature.
And every year, I've done this with you, but we did it with families, but I also do it every year with girlfriends, and we go to the Renaissance Festival here in my town. And
we did go to that Renaissance Festival with you.
But when we do it as a girls' day, we dress up. So whatever the theme of that weekend is, we dress up, and we literally make our costumes and get crazy. And it's so funny because in those moments, on those days, I feel like it's like, oh, I'm allowed to go without judgment and show that part of me because I'm here. It's contextualized. It makes sense. It's just for the day. I'm not going to get crazy, And so, but it's like, I don't have to dress the part of a wild woman to be a wild woman. I don't have to make the outside be wild in order, whoops, are you there?
Yeah, we're here. We can see.
Okay. I don't have to look wild to feel wild and to exude that part of my soul and to love with, to me, it's a life without abandon sometimes, it's like when you have that intensity, which is always, I've had to dial it down a lot of my life because I've been extra, or, oh, she's so much and so those are the parts of you that feel primal and then you slowly take on the judgments of others. You look for validation. And so little by little, it's like, shh, not in public, but there's a way to have that part of us exist in our daily lives as mothers. And I think that you and I on this journey of creating Soul Seekers TV is very much allowing our inner warrior, our soul, to express itself and not be afraid of it.
Yeah, and I really like, as you were saying that, it made me think too. I think to some extent, it's also okay to create an event or an activity or an atmosphere where you can feel safe to let her free. Allow that wild part of you to be free. It's one of the reasons why. And what brought Linda and I together, which was a live event, which was Infinite Receiving 3 years ago. And one of the reasons why I love retreats and why I love doing retreats is because you create a day or a weekend around allowing yourself or giving yourself permission to connect to that part of you that on a day-to-day basis you're not able to. And we understand that on a day-to-day basis, like how often are you really connecting to the wild and free side? Like
if you make it through the day, you pat yourself on the back.
Exactly. There's way too much going on between getting the kids to school and the after school activities and helping with homework and making dinner and making sure things are clean and now cleaning up dog poop. There's all sorts of things in your day that prevents you from, not that it prevents you, but that certainly provides a challenge in connecting with that wild side because these things need to be done. But if you create the opportunities to release that wild side, even if it's, a little escape with your girlfriends or, and it doesn't have to be in the middle of nowhere, nature. It can be like a little hike. We have a place that we can go hiking here that I go with my friends, and just being in nature connects me to that part of myself a little bit. Even a walk around the neighborhood and just allowing myself to observe the trees and listen to the birds and figure out which bird is chirping, like where you kind of allow yourself to be part of the environment that you're in a different way, different than what you're used to. Like, not the checking the things off the to-do list, but like, I'm just going to be right now. I'm just going to put my feet in the ground and just like relax and kind of connect with what's going on around me. Because we have so little opportunity to do that unless we think about it and set the intention to do it.
And I think, absolutely, you're right. And I think what, when I look at our soul seeking journey, when I look at season 1 of what we created, what I learn, what I can reflect upon is we were present in the moment so often. We were captured by the moment. We were captured by what came up for us in that moment. And that's where the magic lives. That's where, when you can, if we took the equivalent of the time we spent looking for it all on the outside and devoted that same time to ourselves, just think what we could be, and I think Soul Seekers has really helped me because I'm so captivated by what we're creating that I live in the moment and the present moment when we're working on it. And that is soul seeking to me.
Absolutely. I mean, even when I've been to a couple of events with some friends locally, because you're too far, where, it really was about the day and you're so excited. Like I went to go see Oprah, and that was, like the whole day I spent really present because it wasn't something that I was used to. Like, we get into habits and we get into routines in our life where we kind of know what's coming and we're on autopilot the whole day for days and maybe weeks and maybe even months on end, where you wake up at the same time, you do the same thing, you make your coffee, you get this, you get the kids ready. And it's like you're boom, 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 like Wednesdays is track and Thursdays is lacrosse.
And when you think about it, where in nature does anything live in the past or the future?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Other than humanity, in the plant kingdom, in the animal kingdom, there is only the present.
Yeah.
Maybe that's connecting to nature. That's our
Absolutely.
wild. Our wild is the ability to live in the now, because you're right.
I love that.
As humans, we go back and forth and back and forth. But there's where's the pause button so we can just be?
I like that, where it's like, and it's one of the reasons why I like to use nature. I mean, for our vacation, I went ice fishing with my brother. He took me and the kids ice fishing, and there was nothing but ice fishing. First of all, because it's a little bit scary and it was freezing as hell. And you're on a lake, like almost a mile into this lake, and we're drilling holes, and my boys were super attentive, focused, and listening because they knew that there was like this element of danger. So you had to listen to Uncle Andrew to make sure that you knew exactly what steps to take.
Yeah.
And then in the fishing, like in the actual fishing of it, you spend the whole time, you're like, okay, you're like jiggling your, little fish to try and call the fish. And you're so focused in the moment that it was meditative. I felt completely connected to myself and connected to nature. And my boys did too, and had a wonderful time. And nobody asked for an iPad, and nobody asked what time we're going home. We were there for 8 hours, and it was 8 hours of bliss, and we were in a hut that my brother had with heat. So it's not like we froze. We were well prepared for the cold. We didn't feel it. We had snacks. It felt so amazing to be present in that moment. And I think that's
rare nowadays, it's so hard.
And not that I'm saying everybody needs to go ice fishing, because that may or may not be.
Have to find a different way.
But certainly finding the thing that.
Even on the beach, for us, we were at the beach.
Yes. Well, you were at the beach because it's hot.
Yeah. You were ice fishing while I was at the beach. I'm so sorry. But still, we are engaged or doing nothing at the beach, but it's like my kids will notice the sky, the water, like nuances in nature, nuances in their environment that would otherwise be missed. They pick up on because they're completely present and aware. And so I think that's what nature can teach us, is how to be present.
Absolutely. And I think that, that's why it's important for us to, try and connect with nature, because there's so much nature can teach us about our own humanity and about how to be present and how to fully.
How to make animal sounds.
Oh, yes, that's right. We can learn how to make awesome animal sounds like Linda and her peacock sound. If you haven't heard that, if you have not seen the pilot of Seekers TV, I highly recommend that you do that and listen to Linda's amazing rendition of a peacock sound.
That is correct. Our YouTube channel is literally the only place you can see and hear a peacock sound. And I'm really good at it, so you have to go watch it.
Yes, absolutely. So when you have the opportunity, make sure you go and check that out. It is literally called the pilot episode. I was trying to see if I could find the, I'm going to try and post the link. I'm looking for it now so that you guys can see it, because it's well worth it. Well worth it.
And if you really like my peacock sounds, make sure to share out our content and and subscribe. And maybe I'll be making more sounds in the future. So you just never know.
I'd actually like
constipation sounds and
I would actually like to see people, you know, potentially share their sounds. Maybe other people have like their own animal sounds.
Bring it on, people, bring it on.
So this is the link for the pilot episode. If you go to our channel, Soul Seekers TV on YouTube, or if you want to type in this very complicated, these complicated letters.
Or if you want to do a peacock sound challenge and you think you could do better, please feel free to try.
Yes, and leave it in the comments, your
right.
peacock sound. So, I mean, that's it for this week or for
so
today.
Wild, everybody.
So make sure you take some time today to go into nature, reconnect with yourself. And if you want to find out more information about what World Wildlife Day is doing to help us conserve the world's biodiversity, then go to wildlifeday.org for more information. And that's it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.